The title of this music is very, very suspicious. Diamond and Roses.
He looks so handsome. I wonder who he was.
I don't know. Yeah, who is the handsome guy? Just some random hot guy? Okay. Okay, so we need to play that music on a piano. Do we actually have a piano or a musical instrument in this house? Well, there's a musical instrument. Oh, and here's a piano. Pleasant, nice. Ghost people aren't going to kill me now.
That's odd. It sounds like one of the notes is off.
Hey, I sing that song perfectly. None of my notes were off. What note is off? That note.
That's odd. It sounds like one of the notes is off.
Well, maybe you're just bad at playing piano, Jane. Did you ever think of that? Or it's possible that there's a clue over here. Oh.
What's this? It looks like an old key.
Yeah, wow, I'm so good at these mystery detective games. Okay, so let's talk to Mrs. Danforth now. I don't know an area that could be... Wait, I know a thing that could be locked. It could be the key to the treasure chest in my room. My room is hard to get inside of. You have to attack the room at the exact correct angle.
I should check with Mrs. Danforth first.
Really? Really? Really, Jane? Really, Jane? Oh, since when do you ask permission? You're just Snoopy, that's what you are. I mean, seriously, we've been snooping around this entire game without permission. Whoa, nice hat.
How are you this morning, Mrs. Danforth?
Just great. How did you sleep?
Very well. But I did have an odd dream, and I was awakened once by some bumps in the night. I checked the doors, and everything was fine.
Bumps in the night? Somebody was talking to you, calling you out by name, Jane. That's more than just a sound in the night.
I love your witch hat and apron. It's really starting to feel like Halloween.
Why, thank you, Jane.
I've got a million things I can talk to her about. Or not a million things, 5 things. That's still a lot.
I found this photo of a young man in uniform, and he is so handsome.
My. I haven't seen that photo in years.
Who is he?
He was my son, John, but we lost him during the war. It was a very difficult time. In fact, it was in the garden I received the telegram every mother fears most. The one that told me I had lost my son to the war.
I have always heard a parent's greatest fear is outliving their children, so I can imagine it must have been very traumatic for you.
If somebody doesn't know about it, it has always been simpler to say, if I had children, there would have been more choices. It makes things easier than having to revisit old wounds. It was, after all, a long time ago, but the loss never goes away. I am glad you found the photograph for me. He was so special.
Now I'm curious as to what war her son died in. It's not at all obvious what time period this game is supposed to take place in. Because our main character is Jane Darcy. She's the child of Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth from Pride and Prejudice. So the game should be taking place in the 1830s, but this is clearly not the 1830s. Yeah, I
found this music that looks like it was once Cassandra's. Its title is Diamonds and Roses.
Yes, it was one of her favorites. She loved to play the piano. I know you also play beautifully. Don't hesitate to play anytime you'd like.
Thank you so much. I found this key under a string in the piano.
Is that why that note has been off all these years? I kept meaning to get the piano tuned, but after Cassandra left, no one played much, and we just never got around to it. That key looks familiar. I think it is the one that goes to Cassandra's trunk.
Do you happen to know where that trunk is?
Yes. In fact, Cassandra's trunk is at the foot of the bed in the guest room, where you're staying, Jane.
Before I do anything else, I would like to have a peek in Cassandra's trunk if you don't mind.
That would be fine, Jane. We haven't had that trunk open since Cassandra left. I kept thinking I would find the key, but never did.
Okay, I'll check out the trunk now and let you know what I find.
Has Mrs. Danforth been living in her house or not? Like, she hasn't seen this picture of her son in decades. She hasn't, you know, moved this, whatever you call it. Hasn't moved this trunk since her wedding day. It's almost like this place has been abandoned for the past 40, 50 years. I don't know. Anyway, what do we have here? That is a thing. What on earth is... What is that? Is that like a... Huh. Blue, purple, yellow, red fountain. That's obviously the clue for puzzle. And quality Canadian cement. Canadian cement? Why are we getting Canadian cement? Okay, so if we have to put flowers up around the fountain... Okay, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put flowers around the fountain. Let's tell Mrs. Danforth. Let's get her informed. I'm sure she'll want to know, and maybe she'll have a clue as to what it is we're supposed to do next.
Hello, Jane.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Never mind. She doesn't have a clue. I have the clue because I'm Miss Clue. Look at me, I'm Miss Clue. Whoa. Hi, ghost woman. That animation is just playing on a loop. I find it suspicious. Oh, is she supposed to look like this picture, this painting? She does kind of look like that painting, doesn't she? The woman in the painting, doesn't she look? Am I supposed to dust this off some more? No. Well, the ghost brought my attention to this desk. You'd think there would be something at this desk for me to look at. Doesn't look like it, though. No, it doesn't. Can I look at this thing yet? No, then let's just go outside. I do like this music. It's creepy. However, I don't see that there's anything for me to do here outside. What if I go over here? Can I finally go by the side of the house yet? No. Well, I don't know what the thing I picked up is, the blue thing, and I don't know where I'm gonna use those red things either. Let's just look around a little bit more. What's this? Okay, I already saw this before. This before.
This looks like a combination.
Okay, well that's nothing new. That's nothing new. Very mysterious and nothing to do with the peacock woman here. Aha! Here we go. Peacock woman's going back inside here. That's what I'm missing. I need to... Mrs. Danforth. What the... What? Are you possessed by your dead sister, Mrs. Danforth? Are you okay?
Hello, Jane.
Were you just writing something?
I'm still working on getting my list completed.
Are you certain? You seemed rather lost in thought. For just a second. No, never mind.
Oh, my. What is this?
What is this? What is what?
What does it say?
This is so touching. It says, I am so sorry. I have always loved you. I love you still. Your sister, Cassandra.
I know it might seem hard to believe, but for just a moment, when I entered the kitchen, could have sworn I saw your sister Cassandra sitting where you are now.
That is odd. I really was lost in thought just now when you came in.
I thought it was just my imagination, as I had been looking through Cassandra's trunk and had seen an old photo of her.
Was there anything of particular interest in that old trunk?
No, not really.
No, just the photo, a piece of broken red tile, and some keepsakes. Nothing very interesting.
You know, I think that is the same tile we had in the fountain. The fountain was so colorful when it was new, but it has faded. Now, when I go out and sit in the garden, I can barely make out any of the original pattern. I remember when I could sit in the garden and imagine all sorts of wonderful things as the water glittered above the bright tiles in the fountain.
It's odd you should mention that, as I also found a sketch of that fountain in the chest.
Yes, Cassandra actually helped design the fountain when we first put it in. In fact, she made a beautiful colored drawing of the pattern in the fountain.
Do you have any idea where that might be?
I'm not sure where it is now, but we used to have it in a frame in the living room. It was quite striking.
I'll let you get back to your work.